Mew.
Was that a cough?
It was a mixture of my gun cough.
What's up, guys? Happy Gravy Day. It's episode 309, and no, that's not Pat that you're listening to. Pat got a very feminine voice if it was, but...
Is this a feminine voice? I feel like I'm still a little hoarse.
No, it's more feminine than Pat's, at least.
Okay, good.
It's more feminine than Pat's. But this is the voice of Tessa Barrera.
Ooh,
Barrera.
That was beautiful.
That's how you say it, right?
That is exactly how you
Is
say
that really it?
14 R's
So,
in that last name.
Barrera. And Robert Barbosa. I gotta get good at rolling the R's. Robert's he's a real big stickler about that. That's why I call him Bobby Jokes. It's hard to do in the beginning. So I was like, he's telling these jokes. I'll just call him Bobby Jokes. That's how it goes. But yeah, we got Tessa Barrera filling in. Barrera. It's like, you know how those news reporters sometimes it'll be like, it's like Patricia Gonzalez. And she's like, I'm Patricia Gonzalez. And you're like, whoa, you really hit the accent right there. Like, why didn't you tell me your name was that?
I got hit on the phone the other day because he was like, can I just say I love the way you say your last name? I'm like, well, you already said it, so it's weird. Yeah, you can.
Now it's awkward, bro. Now it's awkward, and you missed your chance.
It's actually Tessa Arlene Barrera, so you gotta
it
really, you gotta hit.
Arlene
you gotta be
Barrera.
you gotta be more American than the Americans, more Mexican.
Tessa Arlene Barrera.
No, it's Tessa Arlene
Barrera.
Barrera.
Tessa Arlene Barrera. All right. So I guess you guys know her name by now. You should know it now. After all of
now
that.
they hate it.
That was a weird start. I apologize, guys. But let's get into our first segment. We call it Where You Been, and it's a pretty simple segment. We just talk about where we've been since we last did the podcast. So for you, it's like, where have you been since you were born, I guess. But we'll get to that right here. Then we have I hope you liked our in-house band, the Ladlettes.
Okay.
So here we go. Got Ladlettes, guys.
Where you been? 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 Where you gone? Where you gone? Since you been out? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been?
They're a great band.
They are so good.
They are. Thursday, I did a boobs rock lunch with the Rod Ryan Show featuring Tessa Barrera.
You got there a little late.
I had to work. A lot of you guys do your work. You cut your stuff, and then who has to load it? This guy.
Okay, but
this guy
I
has
went
to
there
load
and I
it.
have to do like Facebook Live and stuff.
I mean, you're working. We're all working.
We're
all working.
Yeah.
I just didn't get to show my face until like halfway through because I had to do stuff at the station.
And people are like,
I don't know about
where's
that.
Alex and his
I've
good
been told I
face?
have a face for radio, which I don't think is a compliment at all. I'm pretty sure, but whatever.
We're gonna turn that around.
Yeah,
I think we're
we'll bring it back.
Good-looking bunch.
We'll bring it back. TV's where the ugly people are. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
those
They're on TV. We can look at
gross
them.
weather girls. They're all so.
Robert, where have you been, buddy?
So you've been mad at West Ham. I've been mad at the Astros for not being able to wrap up this race.
Are they done? Are they dead?
No,
Is this
they're
it?
not dead. No.
R.I.P. Astros.
No.
Justin
Not to the
Verlander
Rays.
can't pitch on 3 days rest.
Not to the
They're
Rays.
cursed. They're cursed. Do you wish you were playing the A's though? Now you do.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't.
Like that was like yesterday's game. Robert and I were talking about it before the game too, and I was like, "Well, I mean, it's a bullpen game for the Rays. You'd think they're just gonna like wrap it up, and they didn't. What the fuck? JV is what I was about to say.
Junior varsity. Don't ever.
Yeah, more
no.
like
Yeah.
JV for that.
No, we're not there without him, but it was so hard to watch.
It was. I had to stop watching it. But like
you turned it off.
I did, but I was listening to it
Some
like
fan.
during, like the ninth
Okay.
inning.
You're like maybe. Yeah. You walked away, but you left it up really loud. You
Yeah.
turned it up before you walked away into the
Fuck
other room.
this,
But
and keep it
I
on,
still
though.
kind of want to hear. No, don't turn that off. I'm watching that.
It was sort of like that because I was listening to it on the At Bat app.
You can listen to baseball.
Yeah,
You can
baseball's the
walk away.
best sport to listen to on the radio, I think.
Yes.
But do you want to bet that they're going to win the fifth game, Game 5?
I don't know.
Do you want to go to an ALCS game?
I do want to go to an ALCS game.
Okay, what if I was like, hey, I'll buy you ALCS tickets if you have to bet that they're going to win, and then if you lose, if like the Rays win Game 5, you have to go to every single West Ham game with me. So you have to get up on Saturday mornings, go to the bar. You don't drink, so you're going to have to hang out at the bar with me being obnoxious. Is that what are you willing to wager that?
How many games is this?
We're in Game 6 of like, they got a lot.
20.
Yeah.
That's a huge
That
bet.
But it's ALCS tickets, and that's a
Exactly.
huge cost, some might say.
I might take this bet.
Think about it. Why don't you think about it?
Yeah, let it simmer.
Just throwing it out there.
Let it
I don't know.
marinate.
Robert's not a
Let it
gambling
marinate.
man. Robert's
I
not
know
a
he's
gambling
not.
man.
I
So
know
I was
he's
like,
not.
maybe we'll
And he's
just.
also not a drinking man, and he doesn't want to drink with your drunk ass every
Oh, I know that
weekend.
because I was like, that would be. He would
doesn't
hate
want to
that.
wake up early.
He would hate that. And it's like if I miss a West Ham game because something comes up, you don't have to go that week. But every week I go, which is almost every weekend, then
Yeah, I
you
know.
gotta do it. So like you'd get this weekend off because they have a bye week. So that like you don't have to do it this weekend if they lose.
And I work, but yeah.
Oh no, you got to take
Small
off work.
detail.
You have to take off
Small.
work when these things happen.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not part of the bet.
You have to go to at least like 75% of the remaining West Ham games.
I think I could probably do that.
And we have to go to game 1 of the ALCS because I'm not going to miss football Sunday for baseball. Like, I like the people that are like, why can't football just be over so we can talk about the Astros? It's like, bitch, baseball is number 2, okay? Baseball's number 2.
Baseball's a side
fun.
chick.
Baseball's fun, but it's like, why is baseball in the middle of like it's a summer when nothing else is going on? Because that's what they need. Like they need people to watch something.
Right.
You know, like they didn't put like it's not starting during football season.
Football's just so
Football
boring.
is king.
It's exciting.
Okay.
And the games just have so much more because their season isn't
It's not.
centuries
Yeah,
long.
they don't have 162
Right,
games.
Games matter.
Plus sometimes playing games. Plus then like 75 champagne celebrations everybody has to do because.
I do like that about
No,
baseball.
fuck the Yankees. The Yankees. I love the Yankees.
You're
But
in
fuck
the
the Yankees on the
minority
ALDS. They won an ALDS and they're fucking like
You
they've
told
won.
so many people this opinion. Everyone's
It's-
Any
against you.
excuse to pop a bottle, I'm gonna be with.
Yeah, once you
Like,
win something. Once you win something, not just a random series. Not just like how about like the first series of the year next year, just like the season opening series. If you win 2 of the 3, you get to pop champagne.
That sounds fun.
That's what the MLB is heading towards, okay? And I get that I am on the unpopular side of this opinion, but I don't care. I'm doubling down. Fuck it. You should like after ALCS, yeah, you should get the champagne then.
Doubling down on the hate.
I'm doubling down on the hate.
Oh my
I'm
god.
doubling down. I have so much hate
doubling
right
down
now.
the champagne.
Don't.
No.
We don't drink champagne on this podcast.
Oh yeah, we're a beer podcast.
We have beer.
Cheers. This is actually really
Tessa
good.
drinking a Cygord from our fine friends at Southern Star Brewing
The
Company.
pumpkin one.
Half pumpkin, half machine.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially this time of year, you
It's
know.
like it works like a pre-workout basically. Like you're gonna want to go lift after this.
Is that what that
That's
is?
how I feel. I can't tell if you see how much I lift. Like I lift all the time,
This is
obviously.
so much better than the spam, dude.
Yeah. So
Why
let's talk about
couldn't
spam. Let's talk about
No,
that.
no.
Where
Let's
you
not-
been? Where have you been, Tessa? You've been not eating spam.
I have not been eating spam. I really.
She was supposed to
You
eat
know
spam,
what
but she
helped?
didn't eat
Okay,
it.
So now in hindsight, because what do they say about hindsight? It's 2020.
It makes an ass out of you and me. Oh, that wasn't it. You're right.
Different one. Yeah. So when Radio Wizard held my nose and made me do it, I think that's the closest I got to actually.
Radio
swallowing
Wizard
a
is our boss.
A big chunk of it, and I was also literally biting off more than I could chew. That consistency.
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, it was mine, but I was trying to be like a boss and get it handled, like do it, just get it go. And with the smell, dude, the smell.
And the smell wasn't as bad.
I thought the smell was.
I mean, I was eating
terrible.
pieces of it. Rod was eating pieces. So for those of you that don't listen to the Rod Ryan show, we got to quickly explain it. We have a thing called Dare Dice we play sometimes. Tessa had never played it, where everybody on the show,
I was on the dice twice
because it
and
was
then-
your first time.
Whatever.
That's rookie hazing. That's how we do it.
Whatever.
But the second one didn't land. It was the first one that landed because you had a
It
2.0.
It landed on
it
my
landed on the
name.
first one. So everybody puts their name on the dice, and then we have some blank ones typically. But if it lands on the blank one, we just re-roll it. Then whoever's name comes up on the dice eventually has to do whatever the shitty thing is. And we've had I had to eat Buddy the Elf spaghetti, which I would still say is probably the best one, but it sucked because I had 20 minutes to finish it. And I had to just chow down all the rest of it, and I was gagging up syrup and M&Ms and all kinds of stuff. But Chile has had to walk across Legos barefoot,
See, I would rather do something physical like that.
and Rod just has to. Yeah, Chile's was because I felt like I would have just run across it.
Yeah.
But Chile was good, and he walked it was interesting. It was
Okay.
interesting. He did not have a fun time though.
Rod's probably the worst one.
But
The
Rod
beer
loses
out of a shoe, right?
Yeah, Rod has had to drink a shoey, which is where you pour a beer in somebody's shoe, and we had to roll the dice twice because then you had to roll the dice to see whose shoe it was.
Right.
And then
You burping a little?
I just did
burped a
burp.
little.
It's beer. We're drinking beer. We're
Yeah,
burp.
yeah.
Let me open up another cold, crisp, refreshing strawberry bombshell blonde from our fine friends at Southern Star Brewing Company.
Okay, friends at Southern Star, he actually, the first time we hung out, not on the radio, he was like, you got to try this beer. and I was like down, and I really do.
It was
actually
dope.
enjoy
Yeah,
it.
the strawberry bombies are my favorite beer ever, and like I'm not just saying that because
No.
they're our sponsor. Like I drink this not stuff. Like look at how much they gave us of just strawberry. Because like Alex, we know that you like strawberry bombshells. So
Yeah.
Because you guys get it. You guys get me. And that's why I like Southern Star. We got news with Southern Star coming up here in a little bit, but yeah. So the this week's Dare Dice, and we don't do it every week, but we just whenever something comes up. But this week's Dare Dice was whoever it came up on had to eat pumpkin spice spam,
Right.
which I didn't know was a thing until like a couple weeks ago. And Tessa was the one that it came up on, and I think you jinxed yourself though because you kept talking about having to do it.
I did. I went in there. But I kind of knew, like, a woman's intuition may be real with me. Like, I get feelings, and I knew, like, when the last time
Everybody
I was in
gets
Houston,
feelings.
No, the last time I was in Houston, I was like, I'm probably, like, I don't know how, but I'm gonna live here. Like, I swear to little things like that, like little things like that. And when we did the spam, even when I wasn't on the show and I was watching the story and stuff, when Rod ordered it on Amazon, I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking eat that. I like knew that. And I'm Mexican, so I'm like kind of a curandera. Do you know what that is? It's like a witch.
Oh, is that we just call them witches here?
Like here in America?
Yeah, it's. You can just call them that if you want to.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Oh.
you can get.
Gracias,
what
señor.
What was it called?
A curandera.
A curandera.
A curandera.
A curandera.
There you go.
A curandera.
You should tell Em she's acting
It's a
like one.
curandera. You motherfucking curandera.
Kind of curandera.
Curandera.
Yes. So I did know. Like I did know. That's why I was like, you guys don't have to put it on there twice. It's like gonna happen anyway. But I didn't. It was really hard for me. I didn't eat it. I ended up like just chewing and throwing. I was gagging
She spit
a lot,
most of it in the
but
trash.
I was spitting a lot of it out because I had. And then I would try to get the texture out of my mouth. My whole mouth was just.
You were like sweating too.
I was festering with disgustingness. I had snot coming out of my nose. You fucking know it. I was crying. I was so sad.
And I was being a dick to her the whole time.
Oh my
I was
god!
Like, oh come on!
No, he was being such a grumpy old man to me.
We watched it back. I was like, you're wasting all this spam.
He was like, she's throwing it away.
But you've never had spam just by itself ever, have you?
No, my grandpa used to make it for tacos, and
Spam is the shit.
No, I tasted it one time. It's a texture thing, dude.
It's very
Like,
salty, but spam is awesome. Spam and mac and cheese. Like, that was a Middleton household dinner.
I feel like the
Growing
regular
up.
one's definitely a lot better than a pumpkin spice one.
Yeah, regular,
And-
100%
and
better.
some people I know love spam musubi. That's like a Hawaiian dish. Have you ever heard of that?
If you go to Hawaii, like I think at McDonald's, they have like spam burgers.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But do you like sushi or no?
I
Is
love
that weird?
sushi.
Okay, have you ever had
Sushi.
spam musubi?
No.
It's like a grilled spam, and it's with like a rice, like nigiri. It's like
Okay.
a nigiri, but it's like
That's
they
pretty
give
tight.
it, dude. And you dip it in like a teriyaki.
Yeah.
Like people, I used to work at like a
Okay, I'm hungry
Hawaiian
now.
bar, and they would order that. So it's like spam it didn't scare me. I really thought I could do it, and then I swear to you, it was the grossest fucking thing ever. Like disgusting.
The pumpkin spice spam was nowhere near as good as the regular spam.
Oh,
Like,
good, because then I wouldn't know how they sold it.
I cooked it up nice though.
Yeah, and
At
you
least
did,
I cooked it up.
And honestly, you did a great job. I felt super terrible, and I know I was letting everyone down. And it was like at that point, I just didn't.
No, I feel like you
didn't-
got enough shit. It
no,
didn't matter.
I
It
didn't
was.
care.
It didn't matter.
care. And then they made me do the news with it.
That was funny.
I was crying.
Go back and listen to Wednesday's
Literally
or Tuesday's episode of the Rod Ryan Show because it was phenomenal. And was it the 8 o'clock news?
I think so.
The 8 o'clock news. She's just like, Rod's like, all right, eat a piece. Do a story, eat a piece. Do a story, eat a piece. He's like, eat. And she'd be like, okay. And we're going to talk about the Trump whistleblower. And like, it sounded like you had like a gun to your head.
I was like crying. It was sad.
Okay, so let's talk about how you got here you were in LA, originally from Corpus Christi.
Yep.
Like you went Corpus Christi to LA. Is that how it went? Like explain how you got here.
So I went actually Corpus Christi to Houston when I was younger. I lived in Houston when I was younger, and I was supposed to transfer my credits to U of H from Texas A&M Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally got here and bartended and partied. Like
That's what's up.
And it was so fun.
Like did you come to like look at U of H and then just were like, I'm gonna do
I toured
this?
the campus. I was ready to transfer all my credits. Like I had good grades, everything, and like I was like, and then I worked in Midtown, and
Yeah, Midtown gets pretty lit.
okay, not only that, I was making like at least $300 a night as a bartender. I was like, I don't need to go to school. Like I would work 4 nights a week. I would at least make $300 a night.
Bartending is awesome.
It's crazy, but the lifestyle.
You just gotta be cool with it. If you're not cool with it,
right.
like I've heard that it's like miserable.
Right. You gotta be cool with it, and you can't have like, you gotta be focused. You have to have like other goals. Like you can't just, it's a scene. Like, you know what I mean? You can get caught up in the scene. And I definitely like got caught up. And so my mom was like, you need to come back here and get your shit right.
So you did Houston, then you went back?
Yes. And then I went back to Corpus. And then, and then I saw this thing on the interwebs called the Lingerie Football League.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I'm going to go
Big
play.
fan.
I'm going to go play. So I went and I played for like 2.5 seasons with LA. I say 2.5 because I went to Canada. We would do like exhibition games, literally. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So we would play in like Mexico City. We played in Canada. We played in Australia. And I met a boy. Like my first half of my life it's me telling you all the bad decisions I made.
Well, that's how we get half of it. Like you get one half of your life, right, to do all that stuff, and then it's like, okay, I gotta be serious now.
Right. So when I was in Australia, I met a dude, and
how long were you in Australia?
I was only there. It was on a 2-week like exhibition schedule, but I met dude, came back, and like went back out there for like 3 months.
Did he have a cool accent? Like, good day, mate.
It was the
crikey.
Honestly, when I loved him, it was the best. Now when I hear the Australian accent, I'm like who is.
Did he ever say crikey?
Who is scratching on chalkboard right now? He didn't, but he would say, like, his friend, he'd be like, oh, that's my mate. Like, oh, that's my mate. Like, he would always say mate. And I'm like, that sounds a little gay. like, I'm your mate. No, he'd be like, no, you're my partner. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I think mate's, because mate to me, like, it does sound cool because it kind of sounds like you're a pirate. Like, oh, matey.
Right. It's a very, what is it?
What if we just let's make matey a thing. Like,
okay.
Hey, I was just hanging out with some mateys of mine.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what? Is it like, it's like a British hybrid or British Australian English hybrid? Yeah, it is.
Where's he from? No one knows.
The seas.
Right.
He's from the sea. No one knows at all.
He's on a boat.
He just sailed up here on the Black Pearl and we never saw him again. We never saw that boat again, at least. He hung out with us. He was a cool dude, though. He had a hook for a hand.
But that didn't work out, even though, I mean, we tried. It was just, that's like the longest distance relationship ever. And tried that. And then when I was in Corpus, I was like, okay, you know what? I really need to like buckle it down. And this local, after all I'd done like with the league and stuff, there was a local radio station. ESPN,
Would you play in the Lingerie Football League?
Defensive end.
Okay.
Defensive end. And I was kind of small, but I'm like really good at blocking because I have a really quick first step. Like most, like any girl, as long as I can like get my little hands on you, I don't care how big you are. Like once I can get my little hands on you, like
Do you think like you could like beat me? Like if I was blocking you think you could get to Robert?
Well, it'd be over. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I recently on my Twitter I put up a video of me trying with my brother, and my brother's like on varsity in his like football team, and he like handles me. Like
Does he play offensive line?
Yeah, he's an actual O-lineman.
But he's practicing every day too.
Not only that though, but we were like in a confined space. Like had I had more room, like I still think I could have like given him a better try. But like going head up, like bull rush, there's no way I'm gonna beat him.
You know, Aaron Donald practices with knives, so I would recommend that. Like,
okay.
Because like to me, it's like that's a pretty solid idea. It's like if I don't do a good job, I get stabbed. So like I tend to play a little bit better when I fear getting stabbed.
When like life's at risk.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
right.
We can try. We can have a couple more.
That was like OJ. How do you think OJ was such a good running back?
Now that
nobody wanted to stop him.
Exactly.
I can't I obviously I wasn't alive to really watch OJ Simpson at all, but like it was cool on Red Zone the other day. They were showing like, oh, this run, like Frank Gore, I think it was like longest like consecutive 1,000-yard seasons or whatever, and like OJ Simpson's like in so many like lists where you're like, that guy's still fucking hanging up there, and like the amount of games more that they play, and the amount of just like training that guys have when like you're an old school dude like OJ Simpson, like he fucking murdered people, and I get that I joke that he didn't, but like he did, and like he's not a great guy, but he's funny on Twitter. He's fucking hilarious on Twitter.
He is kind of doing his thing.
That's where I get my fantasy football advice. Not really. It's just OJ bitching about his fantasy team on everybody. He's had every player, if you notice, like every player that has any trouble is like, I had him on my fantasy team. It's like you had Antonio Brown and you had Ben Roethlisberger and you had Andrew Luck and you had like everybody that has anything happen. He's like, oh, I had him on my fantasy. Like, no, you didn't, OJ. Do you have 100 teams?
He can relate. Maybe in like his mental fantasy.
I think he's got some residual effects from playing the game.
Yeah,
dude's got CTE for sure.
So crazy.
But it's just crazy that like when you see like a guy like that, like an old school dude like that, still showing up on the top of like Dan Marino's stats are nuts. Even though it wasn't like the old days, but like Dan Marino's stats are nuts that he's still up like towards the top of those rankings when he played like
they're like living legends.
It's crazy. But continue. I'm sorry.
No. I like that. So yeah, so the football thing didn't really work out because that's another thing. So when I started the league, they were like paying us. Like we would get, a couple grand to do this thing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like a couple hundred.
What was your team name?
The LA Temptation.
Nice.
I know, and it was it was supposed to be like Raider Nation. Like they were kind of like playing because we were silver and black. Like whatever. Wherever you were, like there was a Dallas team called the Dallas Desire, and they were like
the worst team in the league, and they're just trash.
They were blue and silver, so they would like kind of like Seattle's team is the Mist, and they're green. Like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like all relative to where the team was. They would kind of mirror whatever the football team was there. And so they stopped, like they totally stopped, and like my friend they
just stopped paying, or the league stopped.
They stopped paying, and then they took away like our insurance. So, like, it was all fine. Like, I broke my hand the first year. Like, if you see my little hand here, like, this little knuckle kind of goes down. Like, these knuckles are big. And, like, this part of my hand, like, just, it's been cracked before. It's been fractured. So, and then, like, this is not an injury compared to, like, what other girls got. Like, girls were blowing out their knees. They were, because it's protection. Like, it's obviously you're not protected. Like, you don't have, like, this back pad and, like, these. You
didn't have knee pads. You were wearing just shorts, right?
We had knee pads, elbow pads, and like a hockey helmet type thing. But
you didn't have like the football pants, right? Y'all just wore the shorts, and then you had like you have like skateboard pads.
Exactly. They were like foam, like
or like volleyball pads.
Kind of, yeah, like kind of really close to volleyball, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
So we had health insurance, and then they took it away, and I was like, all right, I'm getting older. They're like paying me less money, and they're taking my health insurance. Like I quit. Like I'm leaving. So anyway, I'm back in Corpus, and this guy who has kind of like followed like my little career or whatever, he's like a radio program director, and he's That's like, cool. Hey, he's like, we're getting the ESPN affiliate here. We've got 3 guys on the show. We're looking for like the female voice. We think it's you. And we're like, okay, down. Like I'm doing it. So we would go and we would talk for 4 hours. It was called the Benchwarmers. The Benchwarmers, yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah, it was actually really cool, and like everyone's kind of like throwing in their own shit. Like we all are like we're all pretty into it, all pretty opinionated, and it was really fun. Well, after 6 months of doing that, like I signed up to do this competition show with Stone Cold. Because I've always been competitive. Like I've always been competitive, and when football was over, I was still in like amazing shape. Like I could do like pull-ups, like I could climb rope, like so I was.
Were you like a CrossFitter ever?
I drank the Kool-Aid when it first started. One of my best friends owned a gym.
Like I don't have a problem with people doing CrossFit.
Can I say I never paid for CrossFit?
That's cool.
Okay.
I don't have a problem. There's people that listen to the podcast that do CrossFit, but there's also like the CrossFit hardos. It's like their life is CrossFit. And it's like, that's good for you. I'm so happy for you, but like, I don't care.
Right.
I just don't care.
Get out of my face.
Dude, look out. I got a PR for this. And like all their Instagram is like their PR. Like I can do what are the swingy things where you like go on the bar?
Pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups.
Yeah, they do that. And which is sick. And like, I could never do that, but it's like, I just got 10 of these as my PR. And like, they post like the chalkboard of like whatever their thing is telling them to do. Like, I did like 39 burpees, 14 wheel turns. I chopped a guy in half with a sword. I had to fight 6 dogs. You're like, that's CrossFit?
Like, that's the fastest I've ever fought 6 dogs.
I don't think all of that's CrossFit.
So
you got Michael Vick's gym?
My ex actually, I introduced him to CrossFit and immediately regretted it. Like, I was like, oh no. Like, what have I done? He was like, exactly what you're talking about. Like, oh, my PR and my mate over here.
This is so great. I like that you're using the accent.
Yeah, he'd be like, we're going to go swim and then we're going to go on a run and then I was like, I hate this.
And then we'll drink our Fosters after that and throw some shrimp on the barbie.
How did you know? There actually is a
That is his life.
There, you know him?
That's exactly how he lives. That's crazy. He lived in a kangaroo pouch.
I would love to live
That would be tight. That'd be tight. I've heard kangaroos are assholes though. So.
Oh, dude, they are. They're dicks.
Yeah.
They can box.
I mean, but
have you ever seen that guy? Like he gets attacked and then like, or his dog.
His dog gets attacked and he's like, "Fuck you," and he had to punch it, and the kangaroo's like, "What the fuck? Nobody punches me."
Yeah, I do the punching,
mate.
So anyway, I got that gig on the radio, and then I was looking for like competitive things to do, and I ended up getting on Stone Cold's Broken Skull Ranch show, and it's a competition game. And
how many broken skulls did you see on said ranch? I would assume he kind of hides those. That's probably like you don't want people digging that up.
Not enough. I just saw his big ol' skull.
That's right, brother.
He's a massive man.
Yeah, he is.
He's a massive human.
Did he wear the leather vest?
He didn't wear the leather vest. He wore like a Austin 316 shirt.
Okay, as long as he was branding, you know.
Yeah. And he was actually wearing cargo shorts.
Good. Cargo shorts or jorts is
he had a
all that
rattlesnake
Stone
in
Cold
his
should
hand.
ever.
Just kidding.
He should. Like, honestly, if I would believe any of that if you told me that, because that's what it seems like Stone Cold does.
I'm like, yeah, he bit at the head off a rattlesnake.
Today, I would assume that Stone Cold's day every day is just fighting rattlesnakes for no reason. Like, he just lives around rattlesnakes. I had a whole investment in this place called Snake City that was just an entire country, like an entire neighborhood run with snakes. It was a terrible investment. We're not going to get into that. I'm mad at the guy that tried it. But let's move on. Sorry. I just assumed that like Stone Cold Steve Austin would be perfect in Snake City.
Right? Okay, he would. I can tweet him. He follows me. Hey, great idea for you.
I've got an investment opportunity for you. It's not really a great investment opportunity. I spent so much money on that, and I got nothing back in return.
Not even a snake?
A couple snake bites, but that was it.
Damn. Right.
All right, sorry. I didn't mean to derail that.
Not all things work out.
I'm a little bitter about Snake City. I don't know if you can tell.
So I didn't win the show. So I'm a little bitter about that. And I should have fucking won that show because I was the best athlete on that show.
Yeah?
But no, I had to beat myself and like not hit this little mark. I was smoking the girl.
What was the competition?
So the first one was this trench warfare. You go on the other side and you try to ring the bell. I was up against this like bigger girl, and that didn't bother me because I was like so used to that, and I knew she was gonna like try to get hands on me, so I just like swam her like super quick, go ring the bell, record time. And I know everyone else was looking because like these other girls, they were taking forever to ring the bell. They were like locking up with girls and like trying to fight them. I was like, I ain't trying to fight you. I'm going around. The bell's over there.
Right.
I'm going around.
There's an end game here.
Exactly.
Eye on the prize.
So I won that round super easy, and it was like a tournament style. And then the next one I go to is you take this huge, massive rope, you run it like 100 yards, and then you lock it into something, and it attaches to a sled. So then you pull the sled to a checkpoint, and at the checkpoint there's like these bags, and you put them in. You put them in, and then you go back, and then you pull the sled. It's getting heavier as you pull because you're stopping at your checkpoints and you're putting them in. Okay? Well, and they showed us in the beginning, they're like, this is how the lock works. And it was like a twist and pull apart lock. And I just, by looking at the girl that I was like in the competition with, I was like, the lock's gonna like mess her up. Like I already know this bitch can't do a lock. Like that's 100% facts. Like, so I was like, just in my head, I kept doing that little lock motion, and I was like, I'm gonna smoke this chick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go and I put it, boom, lock it in, and just as I suspected, she like was struggling with it, and also like I think I beat her down too. So is there a dog in here?
Yeah, Wheezy's. Every time Wheezy hears my neighbor open the door, she thinks it's like somebody trying to break in here, and it's like, no, they just live by us.
What a good girl though.
She's a guard dog.
So
all 30 pounds of it.
So don't try it.
Actually, guys, if anybody's listening, don't try and break in because she's like 150 pounds and she's vicious.
Super mean. That little collar around her neck.
The bandana. Her fall bandana.
She's a blood. She's gotta be.
She's a blood, and she is fashionable as fuck, okay?
As well and as fuck.
She'll kill you with her teeth and her looks.
And then wear you like a fall look.
And guess what she's wearing for winter? You, bitch.
Okay, so anyway, I'm pulling the sled, first one, bam, easy peasy. I think the chick barely got her thing, and I'm like, I'm winning this thing. Like, This is fine. So I go to the second one, put them in, and then I pull it, and I'm sitting down and I'm pulling it, and it's Stone Cold is cheering for us, and he goes, go Tessa, go. And I thought he meant like my sled was at the next checkpoint. So I pop up, and I shit you not, my sled is like this far away from my checkpoint. It's about, half a foot?
You should be watching the video version of this.
This far away. Right here.
Go watch the video version of this at 37:54.
And I look, and I stop, and I like look at the producers, and they're like, you gotta go back. And I'm like, I just lost. I just freaking lost. But I'm not a quitter. So
did they edit it that way on the show?
No.
So that's what I'm a Big Brother fan. You know this, but I always like it it's crazy to me. Like I've met a couple of people from the show, and it's crazy how like they'll explain like stuff that happened, and then what they do show and what they don't show. And like on Big Brother, you can watch the live feeds, so you can see like, well, that's not necessarily how that conversation went. You made it seem like so and so ended it, but it actually went on a little bit longer, and so made a good point. And it's like, it's just weird how you like, and I get you have a certain amount of time you got to fit a TV show into, so you got to cut stuff out. But it's crazy how you're like, that's not at all what happened.
At all. And it's like, that's why podcasts are so great, because they're like real media.
Yeah,
form.
now we're telling you all the behind the scenes deets.
And I just burped, and we're not going to edit
We're
that
burping
out.
a lot.
Yeah. So
a little life hack for you, for all you up and coming podcasters. Just tell people you're going to cut stuff and don't cut it. Go, we'll cut that. And then they'll be, oh, okay. And then just don't cut it.
Yeah, I like it.
And then you can say you forgot.
Yeah, be like, oh, is that what you were talking about?
Oh, my bad.
Dude. My bad. Well, it's already gone.
And I always tell Robert to cut stuff, and so it's on him if he gets in trouble. It's fine.
Yeah, I love blaming other people. I used to tell people that when I worked in news. I was like, I have to ask my producer. And I'd be like, I'm my fucking
well, all
producer.
news is blaming the other side, right?
Yeah. Just blame someone. It's not your fault. You're perfect.
Right.
So I popped up and I was like, dang, I just lost, but I didn't quit. So get this. So she had like all that time to catch up with me, and I almost still beat her. Then I lost literally by like that much.
Again on the video. That's not very much.
This is like an inch. No, and
great branding, by the way. She's using a Southern Star beer and a Bee's Knees Honey Company jar of honey. So I like that.
This is perfect.
That's perfect.
So I looked and I was like, damn. And Stone Cold literally goes up to me and he was like, Tessa.
He handed you the rattlesnake.
Yeah, and I bit the tail off because the head was already bitten off because he had done it. There was blood everywhere.
You bit the opposite end together, and it was like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
I would have been more happy if that had happened. So he was like, that was a hell of a job. And then, last thing I'll ever bitch about, not really, but the girl I was competing against needed paramedics.
Ooh.
She was so tired because that was like all she had. I was like,
I gave it everything.
Yeah, and they like had to bring her like an oxygen thing and blah blah blah. And I'm looking.
So she kept going on?
No, okay. So we're there, and she like
that's performance enhancing drugs technically.
She has like all this like medical attention, and I'm looking at the producers because I'm pissed.
You're just SMHing.
I'm a sore loser. A spoiler alert.
I tend to be at times as well.
So I was like, this is bullshit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like this is bullshit. Like I thought he called me up to go pull that. She's dying.
Right.
Like I should be the one who advances. Like this is the Broken Skull Ranch.
Exactly.
Like let me go on.
You should have broke her skull, and I think if you did, then like they would have had to move you on.
Again with the hindsight.
If you break someone's skull, we have to advance you.
You should get the ranch.
They literally. It's
Yeah.
just here's the lease.
Yeah.
It's yours. Or here's the title, right?
Them's is the rules. Them should be the rules.
Yeah.
So
when we make our own game show, those are gonna be the rules. You kill somebody, we give you it.
Right.
It's just yours.
It's your show.
We'd probably get canceled pretty quick, but still.
Yeah, but
we'd have a show.
It'd be worth it.
We'd have a show and a fun story. Sort of.
So I lost. Long story short, and she went on to the next round, and she got beat so quickly. So I was just very annoyed. And not only that, but you can't tell anyone. Like you have to go home, and you like can't tell anyone.
What was the wait time?
It was like, I think it was like 3 months. No, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
I don't think it was
but
that.
Still, like you want to go tell everybody how you did.
Well, no. My family, knowing me, they're like, we know you won. We know you won.
Oh shit!
And they're all like,
"It's like you can't. Like, you didn't tell one person."
I couldn't tell anybody.
I always figure like on Survivor, but Survivor now like they put all the stuff in the basket and then like they do it finale night, so they have to wait like 2 months or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I always figured like it's like you tell your wife or whoever you're like. Totally, like I didn't win, I got 4th, but like still like
well, I didn't have a wife.
figure like one person. No, but I figure like somebody would like somebody knows, right? You didn't tell one soul.
If I would have told anyone, it was my brother, and I was like kind of embarrassed.
I guess you probably can't. Are you still under like a NDA or whatever it is?
Yeah, you do sign that.
Forever?
No.
Okay.
No, I've talked about the show before. Yeah. So I'm just like, I was just annoyed, and like the grand prize is like $50K, so I was annoyed too.
Fucking lot of money.
Because I would have totally won that. And so I was just very annoyed. But from that, my mom was still really proud of me, as moms are.
Right.
And she was like, and we watched the episode, and like you could kind of see how it was just like leaps and bounds, like more athletic than anyone there. So, and like
we knew who the alpha was.
Right, exactly. So my family was like still super supportive and proud, but I was like depressed. I was like, please no one talk to me.
This isn't cool.
Yeah,
guys.
I don't like this. And the next day my mom said, hey, so I called the news and they want to do a story on you. And I had work with the radio station, and I was like, you tell them that I have fucking work and I'm not going to talk to them. And I was just being a mega beast, like a mega cunt. Like, no, I'm not. I don't feel like talking about the time I lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody likes that.
No.
Nobody likes that.
But I did have a remote. I had a remote with ESPN 1440, and we were at some bar just like this.
Did they just like roast you on the radio though about like losing?
No, everyone was like really nice. Like,
That's cool.
I roast
That's
myself
cool.
enough, like internally.
That's what I always think. It's like if I'm mean enough to myself, then like anything else anybody says, like they can't be as mean to me as I can, because I'm really mean to myself.
Yeah, no one can be as mean to me as I can be mean to me. So
you just beat yourself down internally, so then anything externally doesn't touch you.
Duh. And that, my friends,
that's healthy.
Is the secret to
there we
life.
go. That's why I get along with Tessa.
You knew.
So you're doing that, and then how did you get, like, you had your connections from LA from Lingerie Football. So how'd you get from Corpus out to LA? That was your next step?
Well, no. So the news came to interview me, and they were like, so, like, what's next for you? And I was like, I could do your job, IDK, because I was in such a bad mood.
That's good. That's good, though.
Yeah, I was. And
obviously it worked out.
The reporter was like, where do you see yourself? I was like, I don't know, dude. I could do your job. Like, I could do any job. I don't know. You know? And he was like, well, I think we're done with this interview.
Well, that'll be all today.
And the next...
Stevens, KZBY, Corpus Christi. Jim Jimerson, 7441, Corpus Christi.
Reporting for Go Fuck Yourself TV.
Andy Anderson, ABCD, Corpus Christi.
ABCDEFG. So they called me the next day, actually, at the local station. They were like, hey, we actually really love you. And I had a following a little bit from like the LFL and the radio station. So they were like, we think you're like our sports anchor. And I was like, really? I didn't go to school for communications. Like, I went to school for business. Like, I didn't know, what
technically business is just communicating, if you think about it.
You know what, Alex?
There's really only one degree you get, and it's just people.
Is my mood ring like inspired?
Yeah, so we got you. What you got? The blue. What color is yours right now?
It's like purple.
Purple. Ooh, I don't know if purple's
like
good.
The early purple.
Oh, that means you're calm. Good. You're very comfortable. Mine is normal. I'm normal. I'm just normal. I'm a normal guy. I'm a normie.
Just an average Joe to an average.
Just a regular old dude.
Just
a guy being a dude.
Just a guy's guy, a bro's bro, a pal, a buddy, a friend.
I guess I'm a gal's guy right now, right?
You really are.
Yeah.
So, so then they hired me, and that honestly, like, I was a sports anchor for 4 years there, and it was amazing. Like, it was great. I learned a lot. The first year was really hard because I had to learn to like shoot, write, edit, be on camera. Like,
were you doing like the one man shot, or you had to set up your own camera and everything?
I'd be walking around with a tripod, camera, microphone, like.
But that's what makes you good, though.
Dude.
Like, you gotta grind it out, and then like you appreciate all that shit. I always think like people that didn't ever start out in like a production or like behind the scenes type of thing, or they didn't have to do it all at one point in time. Like, you can tell those people when you get in radio, and I'm not like. Like, there's just people that are kind of divas that are like, hey, hello, what's up with this? And you're just like, but like,
no clue.
Then you can tell the people that like Rod Ryan did, like, he started from like bottom of radio and worked his way up, and like that's why like he's not a dick. He's cool as shit. Like he's understanding. He gets he gets all aspects of it because you can see it from all those angles. And that's just an example that I'm using that you guys that are listening probably know. But it's like the people that don't do that, you can tell. So like you doing that kind of fucking that grinds it out, and that makes you who you are.
It does, and you define, like, those are the defining moments. It's like, I remember we were covering the Final Four, and I had gone, and they were like, they're not going to let you go to San Antonio. And I was like, well, just in case, like, I signed up for credentials.
You never know.
In case.
You never know.
And they were like, everyone was like, no, there's no way. And then that day, I remember one of our stories fell through, and I was like, hey, like in the production meeting, I was like, just FYI, like, we do have the Final Four credentials, like, for me and a photog. And I was like, suck it. Everyone can suck it. I'm going to the Final Four. and it was amazing. But like I had to create those opportunities for myself,
Right?
Because no one gives a shit about sports in local news. Like I know we love sports. I know like probably a lot of people listening to this pod love sports, but that's like in local news, you are the last. Say there's breaking news, and you have prepared a 3-minute
on like the high school football playoffs or anything like that.
They'll be like, hey, your newscast is 1:30 now. Like everything you've worked on in the South Texas heat all day, cut it in half.
Yeah.
And good luck with that. Like, so people don't get it. Like, and going to cover the Final Four, like I had to make that happen for myself. And when it was happening, I was like, like this is the best thing ever. And we went, and I was going, and it kind of sucked because my photog.
Which one was it? Where'd you say it was?
It was the one in San Antonio.
Okay.
And this is funny because I'm about to talk shit about my photog who like didn't care about basketball. He was like, this is kind of cool. Like it was like all the fans and people. He was like, this is a kind of a cool event. I was like, yeah, dude, a lot of people care about it. Like,
right. It's just like one of the biggest sporting events in the world.
It's like a bucket list thing, whatever. And it was so cool, like so fun. And I actually got to enjoy it, like because I had a photog there when I was usually my own photog.
Right.
Like, and he was like editing for me. Like I got to truly experience it, and it was so fun, and it was amazing. And a lot of that stuff ended up on my reel, like.
That's awesome.
You know, like that was cool. So then from there, 4 years in there, I could have been on, they would have signed me for another year, but I was like, man, like Corpus is just a small town. I love my hometown. Like my freaking soul is in the Bay of Corpus Christi.
Are you like a diehard Selena fan?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am.
I had to ask that because of the Corpus Christi thing. We don't need to go into Selena because I don't know anything really.
Right.
Like I am very uneducated on Selena. I know Bitty Bitty Boom Boom or whatever it is. I know that one. And I know they sell cups at like H-E-B sometimes.
And bags sometimes.
They sell bags at H-E-B. They sell cups at 7-Eleven or something like that.
She's a big deal for, like.
It's just one of those things. I missed the boat on it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I get it. Like she's awesome.
Well, like think of like someone you look to growing up, like little brown girls like me really looked up to like a superstar like that.
I loved Eli Manning growing up, and everybody just shit on him my whole life. So like I kind of get that, but like they didn't really shit on Selena. So like I get you.
Yeah, but you didn't like, but you can see yourself in Eli. Like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of just one of these things where someone who's
he kind of has a dumb face. I have a dumb face. That makes sense. I'd probably throw picks a bunch of times too, but it's fine. It's fine.
You would throw picks.
I would. I'm not a good quarterback. I could probably beat the Giants defense though. No, I'm just saying. I'm a little cocky right now watching them last week, but I could probably beat them. You and I, with your LFL skills, I bet you we could score some points against the Giants. You just got to pass up the middle. We'll get to the Giants in a little bit, but I can't. I'm gonna go on. I tend to go on rants about the Giants.
I can't wait.
But so you got to LA.
Yeah. So I get to LA. There was this part-time job at KFI, which is. For our company, iHeartMedia, it's like the #1 news station in LA. Like it is a huge deal, and it was just a part-time gig. And people were like, "You're gonna leave you're gonna leave a full-time, great job, like in a secure market, like to go do this part-time stuff and do what now?" And
LA is like the #2 market.
Yeah, well, it's so KFI is the #1 station, but yeah, it's #2 market.
LA and New York are kind of up and down.
They go back and forth.
I know Dallas and Houston are kind of like 4 and 5. They kind of like jockey for that position all the time.
Yeah. And people were like, and to go back on radio, like people on TV think being on TV is like the end all be all of the world. And like, I don't know why that is, because radio is so fun.
Like, I've never done like news or anything on TV really, but TV seems like it's a lot of like acting up stuff, and because we have the news on a lot of times. We're doing the morning show almost every morning, but like it's funny watching people where you can just kind of tell they're like ba 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 ba.
No, they literally have a script.
But you gotta like have that head bob. You gotta have like. You got to have that like look. You have to have a certain like thing you're doing with radio. You can't just or with like TV and stuff, especially during news. But like with radio, you can just kind of fuck around and like stuff works.
Not
always. Not always.
Sort of, yes, true, but also you have to roll with stuff.
There's more of a formula though for TV, right?
It's definitely like you have a script. Like you write your scripts. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're like in breaking news,
I'm not knocking TV at all. I know I couldn't do it. I'm just not good at that kind of stuff.
I'm not either. But I didn't like radio is just such it's just such an underrated gig in media. Like people are like, you know what I mean? Like when I go to a conference and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm at KFI." And they're like, "Why aren't you on TV?" And I'm like, Because I work at KFI, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was just different, and I was happy to get back in the radio and like running a board and like doing all the things and like sound bites and finding stuff. And in TV, like as a chick, like I feel like a lot of chicks on TV, they're like heavily relying on their look. You know what I mean? It's like they're cute. She kind of flubbed that, messed it up, but whatever. Look how hot she is. You cannot do that on radio. Like, people don't give a shit how you look. I mean, maybe in social media a little bit, but like...
Social media has definitely helped it, I would assume.
Yes, social media has helped, but in radio, like, you can't trick a listener. Like, you can't trick a listener. Like, they know. Like, they know. They hear everything. Like
out in LA, this is like, I've always wanted this too. Like, are there, like, when you... And, like, I don't know. Like, I don't watch LA TV really, but like when you watched the local news out there, were there a lot of people who like, you were going out to LA at one point to be an actor and you ended up just being like a news person? Like, I always wonder like if there's just like people that were like trying to get in the Hollywood scene that just didn't make it. It's like, I'm just gonna do news.
I think they could do it in a
because there's like a lot of good-looking people and all that stuff.
They're beautiful. Like everyone in LA is pretty. Like they're pretty good-looking. Like it's just the.
You kind of have to be.
It's weird. It's a weird place, man. It's
a
really really weird place. But no, because the top markets, those are like the pure like communication journalists.
Okay.
Like went to a top school. I would say that like me. Like look at me. I was on a reality show and then on the radio, and they kind of pulled me in like. A little maybe local celebrity helped me get that job. You know what I mean? So you could probably work in a lower market if you.
I've always just wondered
were
like,
trying to be an
if
actor
LA was just people that went
model.
out with like a different goal and they're like, I guess I'll do news. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to knock LA at all because I know there's people that are like, I want to do news. They're going to do news, and that's like perfect for them.
Yeah.
But just like I was like, I don't know. There's probably people that like when you go out there, there's a lot of people that probably like they don't make their Hollywood dreams come true. So like, I got to do something out here.
No, literally,
I'm out here.
Everyone's an actor or an actress. Like seriously, like bartenders, hostess, like. Everyone's kind of got
everybody has headshots,
and everyone's got a million hustles because it's so damn expensive. So you have to do everything. Like I was like editing podcasts on the side.
I had a friend that moved out there to do comedy, and she was living with like 6 people. Like they were sleep like her and her friend were like sleeping. They had a bunk bed and they had 2 rooms, and it was just like, all right, we're just doing this.
That is totally the case for so many people. Like it is totally the case.
And it's like that's like, but you gotta respect that shit because those are people out there doing what they want to do, and there's a lot of people that I think like Bill Burr. He said like one of the things that like has resonated with me ever since I heard it, honestly, where he was like, you could be 45 years old and wake up and you're sleeping next to a wife that you don't love anymore. You made all of these shortcuts that you wanted to do just because it made you happy. It was convenient at the time. But he's like, do you really want to do that, or do you? And he was talking about wanting to be a comedian. He's like, do I want to do that, or do I want like? He's like, yes, like living in a fucking apartment with your buddy in your mid 30s isn't ideal. But like I'm doing what I want to do.
Exactly.
I don't want to just settle.
Yeah.
And like I think that there are people that do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're happy with that, like that's fine. But just there's like I don't know. I wouldn't be happy with myself, you know, if I didn't shoot my shot, you know.
That's why I had to go. Like that's why I had to go and like do that, and like it was by no means easy. Like my friend wouldn't charge me a lot of rent, and it was hard. I mean, like I was broke a lot of times because I only had money for like food. I wasn't like. You know, out there balling. Like I was working, I was picking up every shift I absolutely could, but I was getting the reps, and that's all. And I knew that, I mean, I may not have been working full time, but every time I'd go, it's like a badass studio in Burbank. You've got like hella, like it's super nice place. Like every time I'd walk in there, I'd say, this is where I'm supposed to be. You are right where you're supposed to be. And you know what I mean? Like it's not.
That's how I feel like personally, I think that people should feel that way when they go into like a place that they're working at, and like that's how you know you're on the right track.
Yes.
This is where I want to be. I want to be here.
Yep. And that's what I had to. So working there, I would pick up every shift, and before long, like all the radio personalities, like if they had an open shift, they were like requesting me. They were like, okay, hey, so and so's out, but we want Tessa. Like we like. You know, you be nice, you show up on time, you do a good job, and you do that enough, and people are like, okay, now she's our ace. Like, now she's the one we call to when we need something. And I literally would never tell anyone no. I would just do it. Like, I would my friend would be like, hey, what are you doing in 2 days? And I literally wouldn't know, because if I got a call, I'd go. Like, if I was in Orange County and my studio's in Burbank and they called me going to work, I'd be like, yep, I'll be there. And I'd just go. And my friends were like, really? And I'm like, really? Like, that's what I'm out here to do. You know, granted, of course I went out and like some days I didn't work. Some days I'd get like 3 days where I didn't have work. I would get super depressed. I'd be like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not doing enough. Like, am I going to get work? Am I going to get hours this week? You know, it was hard, but then, you know, things started to happen, like momentum started to happen, and their ace over there started, like, Bill Handel is the #1 rated, like, morning news talk show, and he told me, he's like, I specifically want you on my show. Anytime his main, like, person couldn't be there, he's like, I want you to sit in, and everyone's like,
awesome.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, he likes you. He doesn't like anyone. I'm like, well, I'm a dick too, so we get along great. And we did, and I was like, why doesn't Bill Handel have a podcast? Because he was like everyone's favorite, and they were like, he doesn't want to do one. I was like, he'll do. I was like, he'll do one with me, and they were like, yeah, okay. And so every day on the show, he'd be like shouting out people's podcasts. I'd be like, Bill, when are we gonna do a podcast? Hey, Bill, when are we gonna do a podcast? And like, finally, people were like, they're like, come on, give Tessa a chance. Like, she's so cool. Like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, Bill, come on, you know?
Do it.
And so we started to, like, do it. And we shot the pilot. We did the pilot, a couple of episodes. And our main boss was like, these are actually really good. And they're really funny. And we're going to try to monetize this. So, like, good things were happening.
Yeah.
And then I saw my friends shot me this opening for the gig in Houston for here.
Right.
And she was like, okay, I know you're about to do that with Bill. And I know you're really excited. She's like, but isn't this close to your hometown? And also, you might be perfect for this.
Which you are. Which you are. Like, you're fucking gold for this thing.
So I actually was going to be in Texas the next week because I was not going to be able to see my family because I had taken everyone's holiday. That's why Rod's like, are you happy we're going to be out for Christmas? I was going to work Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. I had already had it scheduled.
That's what you do when you're part-time, though. Like, Thanksgiving's, all that stuff. Like, I had so many Thanksgiving, like, dinners that my mom would like bring up to like the radio station while I'm watching football, while I'm eating it, but I'm also working too, like, and Christmas Eves and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. And it's like amazing. And like now we have holidays, we have vacation. I'm like, wow, dude. Like, I feel like
you appreciate him so much more.
Oh my gosh, because you've already done all the bullshit. You've
I always
done it.
Like, I know, like, I've never been overseas as like serving the country or anything in the military, but like I imagine like that's got to be the greatest feeling in the world to come home. Like, I get to spend Thanksgiving with my family.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Thanksgiving, by the way, best holiday.
I would say 4th of July because it's America.
Ooh, 4th of July is probably my second favorite. I'm sorry, but turkey, football, wine, family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. Like,
well, your team doesn't always play on
Thanksgiving is great, and when we do play on Thanksgiving, we lose. So like, I don't want to do it. But like, no, Thanksgiving is a good one. Thanksgiving is a good one, but I would say 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
I would say Thanksgiving, 4th of July.
Christmas, Thanksgiving kind of can flip.
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day is good, and you being on the Red Ryan show, you're gonna have a good time at St. Patty's Day.
So fun. Yeah. So I told my boss, I was like. And I told Bill, I was like, okay, there's this opening. Like, can you toss my name in the hat? And she was like, we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot. But yes, you deserve it. They're like, you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. Go show them what you got. I was like, well, guys, you don't know if they're going to like me. And they're like, bitch, shut up. Like,
they're going to like you.
They're going to love you. Like,
and they did.
You go. And it was, yeah. And then that's how it happened. That was a really short story. Cheers.
No, we were like an hour in. We're an hour in, so it wasn't that short. But like, no, that's crazy, though.
I'm just kidding. I know that was really long.
No, but like honestly, like Tessa, like could not have like I when you did your interview, I think they brought you around and you were the only person I think that they interviewed that I met. Like I definitely didn't meet anybody else.
Oh really?
But I remember shaking hands with you and like I talked to you for like 2 minutes and you were just giving me shit about the Giants for a little bit. But I was like, she like in the 2 minutes I talked to her, she like the banter was funny as shit. Like and like I'm not the host of the show, so like it's all like what Rod thinks.
Right.
But I was like, I don't know, I fucking loved her. She was awesome. And then when you like I found out you got the job, I remember like, hey. Congrats! I can't wait to work with you. And you said like, "Oh, it's gonna be dope AF or whatever." Like, I promise I won't use things like that. I'm like that millennial speak. I was like, "No, I use it all the time, so we're gonna fit in just fine."
It's gonna be good, and it has been.
And then you came out and we all got drunk as a show together, which was tight. Which I love that. That's the initiation.
That's
like, we're all gonna go to the bars
bonding.
and we're just gonna drink some beer. All right, we're gonna and absinthe.
Well, that's how you know. I mean, honestly, that's how you know. Like, what if I was super weird? You tell me you haven't met weird people.
Oh, there's definitely like weird. It's like they have like a whole other like self. And you're like, what? I don't even know this person anymore.
What?
I used to have a friend that did that. He would just fight. He would just want to fight. And like, fight guy is the worst drunk friend to have. He's like, no, dude, stop. I'm not big. I'm going to get my ass kicked if we get in a fight. I'm not going to back you up. And then I'm going to look like a dick because I didn't jump in. And then you're going to get kicked out. And then I'm going to have to go fucking bail your ass out of jail.
We're going to break up because you're mad because you got your ass kicked.
This is not a great idea.
It's the worst. We're a fun drinking. And there's no, like, no one gets, like, pissed or upset. We're genuinely, I think, we're just us on like steroids.
Yeah.
Right? When we drink a little bit. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our next segment is the Comeback Kids segment. And this is basically how we just shoehorn anything we wanted to talk about that wasn't just able to just like be like organically brought up. We're like, oh, we're going to talk about it now because this is the Comeback Kid. This is who's back in the news. So, Ladalettes.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
All right, Breaking Bad. Now that is a comeback kid because El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, comes out on Friday on Netflix. And you didn't watch Breaking Bad, did you?
No, I didn't. But I love how excited you are about it.
I'm so excited.
And
I've been watching Better Call Saul to catch up. I've been like we were on our DVR. Emma and I have been sitting with our DVR, having the most recent episode or the most recent season of it just all saved. I was like, let's burn through this motherfucker and like catch up before before Friday when the movie comes out. Shout out to Tessa. It's her birthday on Friday the 11th.
That's right. That's
10/11. That's a very easy way to remember your birthday. 10/11, and that was like the first thing you told us. I feel like the night we met,
I don't want you
or
to
the night we hung out like at Rod's. But still, yeah, Breaking Bad's back. I'm pretty stoked about that. It's Aaron Paul in it, Jesse Pinkman, and then I don't know if Walter White's in it. I would assume Walter White's gonna have some flashbacks in it at one point in time.
I know he no spoilers, so never mind.
We can. I mean, Breaking Bad's been over for. It's one of those. Like, I'm not a spoilers guy. Like, I'm one of the people, like, if you went to saw a movie that I wanted
like, don't get mad at me for saying it. You should have known because you...
I, like, legitimately, like, ask people about spoilers. Like, if people go see a movie that I want to see, like, what happened in it? Like, what happened? Tell me. My friend saw Star Wars early.
Like, no, you can tell me.
He saw the new Star Wars, the Force Awakens. And I was like, dude, tell me what the plot is. And he was like, do you really want to, like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit, dude.
I'm watching it either way.
I'm going to see it. I don't understand that. Like, when I
Right.
was a kid, I used to read the end of books. I'd read the last page and see if I could put it together. And, like, a lot of times I couldn't. But still, like, it's like, I don't really care. I like knowing what I'm reading.
Like, if I like it, I'm going to like it
I hate,
anyway.
I hate having
hate
that, like,
surprises?
anxious feeling where I'm like, don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
Would you like a surprise party, or is that different?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like a surprise party for me is completely unnecessary. And nobody should throw me a surprise party at all. I don't deserve that shit. But, like, no, like, I wouldn't get mad at that stuff, but, like, it's like, I just don't,
You just want to know what you're getting into.
like, when I'm watching a show, if it's going to be shit, I don't want to have to find out shit on my own.
Right,
if you saw it before me and you're
Tell
like,
me
it's
if
not
it
good.
sucks. Yeah.
And then there's stuff where, like, I'm really interested. It's like, just tell me what happens. Does so-and-so die? I'm like, why would you want to know? Like, I don't care. I just don't care. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I read the first 2 seasons on Wikipedia.
Oh, really?
I read the whole synopsises.
So you know, synopses.
Synopsize.
Synopsizes.
That's the actual way you say it. It's something like that. Synopsis.
Aye.
Yep. So Breaking Bad's back. El Camino, it's supposed to be a continuation of Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is more like a prequel to it, which I've been burning through that, though, and it's a fucking... Like, just Vince Gilligan that wrote Breaking Bad, El Camino, and Better Call Saul, the way he's able... Like, he brings back the exact same people for the exact same roles, and that's very hard to do years apart, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, like, I know how you die in the other series, and you're on this show, and what the fuck? Like, it's nuts how his brain works. So,
It's
like,
crazy.
That's just why it's what... Like, I don't know. I would say...
He's probably really good at chess.
Oh, I bet he is. I bet he's the killer at chess.
Yeah.
And backgammon. And backgammon, too. Backgammon's kind of like chess.
Twister.
Twister, not so much that way. But still, he's probably sick at Twister. Who knows? I don't know. But Breaking Bad, El Camino Breaking Bad movie, that's coming out Friday, and I cannot wait to watch that. I wouldn't eat. She's got a honey stick in her mouth. If you want to bite that, you can, like, do it. It's really good honey from Bee's Knees Honey Company. But, okay. Just be careful on that. And then, here's another one.
Why?
Just, it might break if you just keep it. It doesn't melt. Emma thought that those honey sticks melted at one point, but they don't melt. They do not melt.
She thought the plastic would just dissolve.
She didn't know if it was plastic. She thought it was like that stuff that just like dissolves, and it's not.
She thought it was a Tide Pod.
She thought it was a Tide Pod, maybe. I don't know. I don't think she thought it was that, but still. Final comeback kid of the week is Raging, and that's because the Philadelphia Flyers have added a rage room to their stadium, their arena. I hate it when people call hockey arenas stadiums. It's like there's like if it was outdoors.
Yeah, a stadium's not for hockey.
They play on the Winter Classic occasionally. They do that, but still, like hockey is indoors.
Yes.
So it's an arena.
Right.
Or like not a field house. I hate like how like Indiana has the field house. Like get the fuck out of here. A field house is like a locker room.
A field house seems like a track situation.
Yeah, so like a rage room, for those of you who don't know, like I feel like it reminds me of like an angry escape room.
I think it's so important.
Is that fair?
I feel like this
compare
is
it to that?
really important.
Because like in every stadium, what happens when your team loses? You get mad. You just want to hit shit. You know, you just want to break stuff. And like you see, like there was a fight at the Texans game, and they were winning. They were winning.
Oh, I did see that. I was like literally my vantage point. I was looking right across. My brother was look, fight, and it was like they were throwing down. And I think a lot of normal people, quote unquote, like no one's really normal, but I think a lot of people don't understand sports fans like when they're listening to this rant of yours, they're like, "What's he so mad about?"
Right.
I don't get it.
They don't get it.
No, they don't. And so like, what am I so mad about? My team's fucking blowing it.
Right.
And you need the rage
Like, dude,
room.
just settle down. Like, no, fuck you, man.
And
fuck you and leave me alone.
Always, okay, like at the Astros game, like the only Rays fans in the whole world were sitting behind me. There's
no such thing as a Rays fan.
Dude, okay, well, whoever
Unless
these
it's a guy
idiots in
named
blue
Ray.
were behind me.
Ray Romano is probably a Rays fan.
Well, he was sitting behind me, and he was like saying like when we were doing MVP like chant for Breggs, he went and he hit that I think it was like an RBI. Anyway, he brought in a run. I think it was an RBI or a homer, I forget, because I was pretty drunk.
Fair.
But the guy was like, whatever, blah blah blah. And then the next time he goes up, he's like, Breggs struck out, and he was like, yeah, MVP. I'm like, we're winning. Shut up. Like, I could have really used a rage room.
Yeah, that would be like rage rooms should
I'd
be
like, me, you, buddy, rage room.
It should be a requirement.
Yeah.
I think in every single stadium, and like a rage room is really just like they put old TVs, old stuff that's breakable that you can go in and just smash.
It's like almost like it needs to be recycled. It's like better for the environment.
It really is, I think. I'm not gonna fact check. Don't fact check that, but
no,
like it's
rage
better
rooms
for the
are
environment.
good for the
It's
environment. Everyone knows that.
Duh. I'm just telling you, it's great for the environment. So raging is back, and I think we need to add this into everything. Like if that trash ass city of Philadelphia can put one in their fucking stupid thing like that, like we need to just have one. You know, it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. What?
Trash ass.
Oh, fuck Philadelphia.
Isn't that the city of brotherly love?
Oh, really?
I think so.
No, fuck them. Our next segment, Tessa, is not cool. Now, this is a staple that we do. The last two segments we're getting into right now, not cool and answers, are like our biggest staples, I would say, for PTG.
Okay.
And we have just like anything that happens over the week that's not cool. Like it doesn't have to be a big deal if you stub your toe on the bed in the middle of the night. That's not cool. But also if somebody robbed you, that's not cool. You know, like it could be.
Those are both not cool things.
But it's like that doesn't matter what the degree of it is. Like, I bitch about shopping carts a lot of times. People that don't put their shopping carts back. I fucking hate those people.
Yeah.
But I bitch about that a lot of time, and I think I'm bringing up another not cool that I've already used before, but still, that just happens sometimes.
Those are good examples.
Yeah. So ladlettes, if you guys want to hit us up with our song. No? All right.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, I got two. Both of them are pretty stupid, but still. Injuries. The Giants are just fucking dead. They're all dead. They might as well all be dead. It's going to be Daniel Jones and himself against the Patriots, who are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Fuck. Like Evan Ingram out, Saquon Barkley out, Saquon Barkley's backup Wayne Gallman out, Sterling Shepard out. Like what the fuck, guys? What are we gonna do?
And I'm not.
Danny
one of those
Jones
people,
to Golden Tate tight. I guess that's all it is.
I hate injuries.
I bet you the Patriots are gonna zone in on that.
I just hate injuries altogether because I want your team's best versus my team's best. I hate injuries.
Are we really
just in general.
like Mark? Thursday Night Football is not cool. Like I like Thursday Night Football because it's something to gamble on, but it's like it fucks up all, like the under's bet an under on Thursday Night Football every single time. But still, like it's just not the best quality football.
It's not.
And it's like I get the NFL thinking like everybody loves football.
Right.
I was too.
Really excited.
But remember when they used to bring it around? Like it was like Thanksgiving, you would have that Thursday night game, and then like after that they did it. We don't need it every week.
Right.
Like week 1, you get that opening game. That's tight. That's a Thursday night game. Well, let's do that.
Right.
And then we don't need it until Thanksgiving where we're like, fuck, okay, there's other shit. Like there's things going on. I don't need, like after that, throw a couple of Thursday night in games from Thanksgiving on. That's fine. That's fine. You're into the meat of the season at that point. But like, I don't need a week 3 Thursday night game. That's horseshit.
And think about your favorite.
And it fucks up your
like,
fantasy thing. It fucks up your bets because I forget to bet on a lot of Thursday night games.
You always forget. Oh, I did that last week on my picks. He was like, your pick? I was like, it's freaking Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, the injuries fucking suck, and all the Giants are injured. So Eli Manning's probably going to play receiver or something like that. I don't know. Maybe throw him at running back? Maybe. I don't know. Because honestly, Eli is kryptonite for the Patriots. So I think... What if Eli like plays at running back and just like he runs for like 4,000 yards?
No.
What the hell happened?
He's a Manning.
He just knows how to beat Brady. He just gets it.
He's got the cheat code.
He understands.
I've got enough.
So, okay, let's go.
Okay, so did I tell you about this? Maybe not.
I don't know. We weren't on the podcast when you told me.
Okay, this is for certain. So I got my TV mounted. I got a service like to get my TV
That's not
mounted.
the only thing she got mounted, fellas. Hey yo!
Seriously, this kind of ties in because I think this guy did want to mount me. Okay,
Oh.
So he hangs the TV and then he's just like he's like, okay, like he packs up all his tools and I'm like, okay, like thank you, the TV's mounted, like bye Felicia, like smell you later. And he's just like hanging around and I'm like, does he want a tip? Because I already paid. Like,
you don't tip people that like.
Well, I already paid $90 for the service to get it like done through. So I don't know if it was like a third party something, but like
Right, but that's one of those things where it's like I'm not like everybody now needs tips. Like we like tipping, like add that to a not cool. Auxiliary,
Right.
not cool. Like
Right.
like we got to tip. Like everybody's like, why didn't you tip this guy? Like I don't know.
Get
Was I
waitresses,
supposed to?
Bartenders, like I get people who are not getting paid, not even the minimum wage.
But like, should I tip an
service
airline
industries.
stewardess?
No.
They're serving me drinks. Technically, that's a bartender. Like that's where we're starting though. Like we're
No.
getting to that point where it's like, but do you tip?
Airline, they get perks. They
Do you
can
tip
fly.
your mailman? No, because he delivers my mail. I don't see him. And people are like, well, I leave a tip for my mail. I'm like, why? Are you a millionaire?
I mean, maybe around the holidays.
I don't know my mailman.
Okay, but see, no one does anymore. So that's what I'm saying. If you knew him, then you'd be like, oh, Russ is a great guy. Like,
Right.
you
I
know
don't
him.
know. Everybody's getting like tipped for everything now.
No, we're American. It is a tipping culture. So I was thinking like, okay, maybe he wants a tip, but he was like, if you ever need anything else, like just let me know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I would. Just like I called the
I'd
service.
like you to get the fuck out of my
just
house.
Like online, but I don't want to be rude. And I'm associated with the show now. Like I don't want to be a dick to anyone because I really can be.
That really has helped me through a lot of times like that. We're like, hey man, all that they need is a video of you being like, hey, local radio person is an asshole. And it's like, then I'm fucked.
So you got to check yourself, right? And so, and I was. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I can't offer him like a bottle of water like out the door. So I had Dr. Pepper and I have Topo Chico. I personally love
It's
Topo
about as
Chico.
Texas as you can be in a refrigerator.
Dude, seriously, right? And so I go, hey, this is what I have. Like, you want one of these? Oh, I'll take one of those sparkling waters. And I was like, shit, because that's like kind of my favorite.
That's
like,
the grade A stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm like, but go, like, because that's kind of a tip, right?
Right.
And so I like give it to him, and he like proceeds to like, he's like, oh, do you have an opener? And I was like, yeah.
He like sits down.
He like,
Did he sit down?
No, but he stays and
He
meddles.
laid down. He literally laid down. He got a blanket. He's like, do you have a
No,
pillow?
he put down a blanket, lays down.
He
camps
asked
out.
for a pillow.
He's still there. Just kidding.
He's living there. It was weird.
He's my new roommate.
It's going to help with rent, but like other than that, like guy's weird.
It's weird.
He thinks the TV's his now.
He drinks the whole thing, and like I'm just basically
Like what was
looking
the
at him.
time limit he was hanging out there?
Dude, it was okay. It felt like eternity. It is my version of purgatory. Like I just felt completely stuck. Like it was terrible. And I look at dude, and I'm like, okay, like I'll let you know if anything else. And I like go to the door, like open it. I basically had to like madame him out, like open the door, get the fuck out.
Well, I got some things I have to do, some stuff, very important stuff. I gotta get out of this. Sorry.
Things that aren't this, I need to do now. And so yeah, so that was what is it called?
That's a not cool.
Not cool,
That's
man.
not cool, man. That's really not cool.
Seriously.
Robert, what's your not cool, buddy? I'm sorry. I got a little heated over that. It
You
happens.
did. Mine is brunch.
You don't like? Whoa.
I don't like brunch. So I had brunch for the
Whoa.
first time ever this past Sunday.
Okay.
What'd you
Saturday.
Where'd you go with? Where'd you go?
Someplace called Brazil.
Brazil?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yes, it's spelled with an S.
Hey, Wheezy is pissed that you don't
Well,
like
you said
brunch.
Brazil, and then the dog.
Wheezy's a big brunch fan. Wheezy loves brunch. It's Wheezy's favorite meal.
What did you get?
You don't drink though, so you don't get the like you don't understand. Brunch is fun if you're sort of a drunk because
Yeah.
you get like Bloody Marys or mimosas, and
mimosas.
it's like done. That's game. Like that's all I need.
And everything
really.
else tastes better because you're.
I guess so. So my friend invited me because I had told him that brunch isn't real, that I don't think brunch exists.
Okay.
And so they wanted to show me the light, as he put it.
Okay.
About brunch.
Only Jesus can do that.
And it was expensive. I paid for me and Sam. It was like $30
Okay.
or so. I got like a $3 orange juice that was like maybe half the size of like a beer can.
Okay, that's a portion problem.
That was a portion problem.
Okay, that's not a brunch problem. Go on.
And so the part of me saying the brunch doesn't exist because I don't think there's any food that really is brunch. What I ended up getting was like some English muffin thing with like eggs Benedict and bacon and
I
some
kind of
sauce.
feel you. That's kind of breakfast.
Like honestly,
you're saying like brunch, like
but
it's
that's
not
what,
a thing. Like if you're not drinking, he's just saying this is
because
just
that goes back
breakfast
to like
food.
our original point where it's like brunch is kind of fun because you get to wake up like hungover and be like, I'm gonna justify my hangover by being like, we're gonna go out to eat, but like it's like at 11ish, so I'm gonna drink, but then also like I get breakfast and lunch foods.
Right.
Like I can have a burger and some grits and shrimp.
Ooh.
Like shrimp and grits.
One of my favorite dishes.
That was the first time I ever had it. Was having it at brunch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a brunch
Yeah.
guy now.
Yeah.
They didn't even get anything alcoholic either. They got coffee.
See, you didn't go.
You
to the right
guys just
people,
went to
dude.
breakfast at a later time.
Yeah, we just went to breakfast, and that's so. My point still stands. I don't think brunch is real.
Is like I think this raises a bigger question. Is brunch without alcohol? Like I don't think it's a brunch unless you have booze.
Yeah. Maybe that's why.
Can you brunch without booze?
Oh no, it's breakfast. I don't.
You can't brunch without alcohol.
Yeah, when people say brunch, it's like champagne and Bloody Marys. That's brunch, right? Like those are the brunch items that make it brunch. And then like there's the menu can just kind of
And then you throw bacon on everything because
Yeah,
you're like, it's
right.
breakfast food technically. So it's like,
lot
oh,
of
it's
people-
breakfast and this
Right.
like this.
A lot of people do a breakfast shot with a little piece of bacon in it.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, I just had breakfast and expensive breakfast at that.
Yeah, I could see how I would be annoyed. I would be annoyed. I totally see where you're coming
No,
from.
that makes sense. But it's like I just feel like, and I'm not knocking you for not drinking. I just think that like this is one of those things where it's like this is just not your thing. It's not for you. Like, because a brunch, like, there's times where, like, how many times have you been hungover? And people are like, dude, like, and I've gone, like, I'm not a big brunch guy. I've gone to brunch a handful of times in my life. But, like, every time I've gone and it was like, dude, we're going to go to a brunch. Because it's never my idea to go to a brunch.
Right.
It was like, yo, hey, you want to go to a brunch? Like, so-and-so and so-and-so are meeting up. Okay. And like, oh, this is a great idea. And like, not during football season, because unless like, I guess you can do a brunch during football season.
You can do it. You don't have to do it on a Sunday.
But off season is ideal for me at least, because like I don't need to be drinking and eating and worrying about that unless it's like I'm gonna be in I'm gonna go to a sports bar for that, you know,
Right.
which is just like a whole other mindset.
See, I love brunch. I've probably been 17,552 times.
It's a good number.
I love brunch. And I like, and it's honestly, I feel like it's a.
Are we doing a PTG brunch? We're gonna do a pass the gravy brunch.
Let's do it.
We're gonna figure it out. Somebody sponsor it.
Biscuits
Anybody.
And gravy. We should have biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
Okay.
If
And
anybody wants to host,
beer.
oh, we could do West Ham plays a 6:30 game. No, it's not gonna make sense because it'd be early. It'd be breakfast at that point. We're gonna
We
need like a
just say-
9:30 West Ham game where we can just get
We'll
Nick's
say
place.
early brunch.
Okay, early brunch. What are the hours of brunch though?
I'm gonna have to like
Because it is-
I'm gonna have to
it's-
set the rules.
It's brunch, like it's obviously between breakfast and lunch, but like what are those hours?
But a lot of people, okay, you go to a restaurant sometimes they're like, we have brunch all day.
right, but like what are the real
So,
brunch hours?
I don't know.
Because I would assume like 11
The real
a.m.
brunch
is like
hours,
perfect brunch
If you work at
to
a
me.
restaurant with brunch hours, there are all day. Like the restaurant really dictates when brunch is.
But like 11 to 1 is like brunching time, you know?
I can,
Like
yeah.
those are the times where
I would
it's
bump
10,
it up. I would
10 to
bump it
1
up.
maybe.
Yeah, I would say 10 to 2.
Because I'm not gonna knock you if you go at 9, I'm not gonna knock you either. Because like as long as you throw
Nine's breakfast.
like brunch, I think really is just
9:45 to 5.
I really think it was called brunch just so they could justify the drinking. Because if you drink at breakfast, like you're an alcoholic. If you drink at brunch, you're fine. And if you drink at brunch that starts at 9 a.m. or at 7 a.m., it doesn't matter because you're like, oh, I'm at brunch. It's fine. And we're gonna hang out for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Brunch isn't real. Brunch isn't real.
It is real.
Nope.
You just don't recognize it.
We just don't know the times.
We're gonna do a pass the gravy brunch.
And
We're gonna do a
yes.
pass the gravy brunch. We're all gonna have fun. Robert, you don't have to drink, but we'll get you some
But
like.
I'm gonna make you like brunch, and you're gonna get on board with brunch.
I think you will. Like you gotta have some good food, you know. Like we'll get you some.
Yeah, I
some
gotta know some of your favorite foods.
shrimp and grits. You like shrimp?
I don't like shrimp.
You don't like. He doesn't like anything.
He doesn't like you,
He doesn't like me half the time.
me, the dog.
He doesn't like Wheezy that much.
I like Wheezy.
Yeah.
I like Wheezy.
Like, you like Wheezy the least of everybody that does the podcast. Like, Pat loves Wheezy, and she could care less about Pat. I love Wheezy. I literally pick up Wheezy's shit on the reg. But, like, Wheezy doesn't give two shits about me. And then she sees you, and she's like, oh, my God, I fucking love this man.
She was ignoring me for you earlier. I remember.
I think she thinks you're dating her.
That's something else that was not cool.
Getting shunned by the dog.
Not cool.
That is really the worst when it's like the dog doesn't give you attention. You mother. God damn it. You're a dog.
Like,
I
come
love
to
you.
me.
I love you. I don't care whose dog it is.
Be
I
with
love
me.
you.
Yeah.
That's a good knuckle. All right, let's move on to the answers segment. Our son, our podcast son. Now, we don't have an actual son, but Pat and I have raised Skylar Lester on Pass the Gravy. He's just listening to the podcast. We give him advice. He asks us questions, and then we answer them. He didn't send one in for this one, but he's going to send one in for next week's, I guess. But we got a good group of questions, though. Anyways, and Ladalettes, you guys wanna play the song?
Hit it.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
There you go. Little David S. Pumpkins right there. I'm rocking a David S. Pumpkins shirt right now.
Oh my God.
Some might say this is the best segment in the whole podcast.
Duh.
See, I'm bringing it back. We're going to make it a thing. It's going to be a thing, and Pat's going to be like, God damn it. This is going to be a real thing now. And he's going to come back, I hate this stupid Billie Eilish bit. And I'll be like, yeah.
Duh.
If you're watching the video version of it, it's funny because we just bob our heads every
We just
single time.
bobbleheads.
But I didn't like the Billie Eilish song at first. And I know not everybody's a huge fan, but it's grown on me.
It's a catchy little fucking beat, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a super popular song for no reason. Like, okay, if you're annoyed with it because you've over listened to it or it's been
working in our field at least, we get a lot of hate on Billie Eilish, and it's
fine,
like every time they're like, "Why do you play that crap?" I'm like, I don't know. Check out the Billboard top charts,
right?
Which are the #1 songs that the world listens to, and Billie Eilish is top 5. So
exactly. At the end of the day, it's a hit. So
play more metal. I don't know what metal band is in the top 5 of the Billboard because I can see Billie is there. I can see Lil Nas X is in there twice, but I don't know.
By the way, nice Old Town Road sign.
I have
right
2.
there.
Look behind you.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, because I got that. I got it's Old Town Road crossing Old Town Road.
Wow.
Old Town Road squared. Some people say that. That one actually wouldn't fit on the wall behind me.
Old Town Road Square.
I should take that to the station and put it behind us.
Why don't you?
I'm going to.
Okay,
I'm going to now. Okay.
Duh.
Yeah, I'm obviously gonna put it there now. So that'll be that's happening tomorrow. So check out the Rod Ryan Show Peep Show because I'll put it behind us where you can still see it, and you'll be like, "That's Old Town Road." Like, yeah, I stole it from there. Anyways, our answers question. Now, when I was a young lad,
when I was a young warthog.
Exactly. When I was a young warthog, I was in 3rd grade in Miss Winter's class. Miss Winter's class at Farr Elementary in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I remember she one time told us, there's no such thing as a stupid question. That's not what she said. She didn't say that. She did not say that. She didn't say that.
Miss Winter doesn't sound like she would say that. She sounds
What a stupid question.
She didn't say that stuff. Pat always says just stupid people. But nobody is stupid for asking a question. But I was like, oh, okay, let me ask this question. I don't remember what I asked, but I remember everybody laughed at me after I asked it. And I was like, she literally just said she didn't laugh at me, but everybody else did. And I was like, she literally said there's no such thing as a stupid question. So I felt silly. And I was like, one day I am going to be in charge and I am going to make sure that there is no such thing as a stupid question. I'll answer all the questions. Nice. And I didn't get put in charge of anything, but I made a podcast. So I technically put myself in charge.
And you can do that.
I put myself in charge.
You got to make your own.
I appointed me for this. And so I was like, you know what, guys? Send us your questions. If it's a high thought you got, if you see a funny question on the internet that you want to recycle, that's cool. We don't care. Send it in to us. We're gonna get to the bottom of it because that's what we do here.
United yourself.
If you got something you want
to,
you want to know answers to something. Yeah. Hit us up at Pass the Gray Pod using the hashtag PTG Answers. You can also email them to us, answers@passthegraypod.com. Go like our Facebook page and write it on our Facebook wall as well. Just like hashtag PTG Answers. That's how we get them all. Yep. And we have, I believe we have 2 from the email because I haven't checked the email in a while. Actually.
That's okay.
But
I mean, you're busy.
Exactly. I'm very busy. But our boy Brandon Whitehead, the reigning Pass the Gravy podcast review Gravy's winner of the year.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yeah, Brandon Whitehead at Brando Whitehead says, how do dragons blow out candles? She just threw the little fidget cube she's holding because her mind is blown.
My mind.
Like how?
Okay.
How? You know what? I don't think they can blow them out.
Maybe they do their nostrils.
No, because that's gonna blow smoke too,
Is
or
that
window
more?
fire too.
Maybe they wave it out with like a.
They have to do the lick their finger and then.
Yep.
Which was the coolest move ever when you're a kid, and then you realize like anybody can do it, but like you're like, oh, how'd you not burn yourself?
Dude,
you think people are magic when they could do it.
Yeah. And you were like brave when you tried it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
and it's not that bad at all. I'm gonna do this on every fucking fire I ever see.
For the rest of my life.
Like church on New Year or Christmas Eve. Did you ever do Christmas Eve service? And then I used to put my brother's candle. I used to put my brother's candle out all the time.
Because what would Jesus do?
Well, I always used to. Me and my brother would try and just blow each other's candle out. But I used to always get them on that one because then it's hard to light again.
Oh yeah,
because it's
easy. Moist.
It's not as easy. But then I got like slapped, and they're like, stop fucking around. We're in church. So yeah, I would say that like they gotta just do the old finger lick, which is not blowing out the candles at that point.
Yeah, I mean we're just giving you.
They can't blow them out. They just got to use the fingers and put them out.
They light them.
Because that would just burn the cake, and nobody wants that.
No.
And that would ruin a whole birthday party. Can you imagine everybody got burnt?
Burnt anything.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do you like anything burnt? I like blackened, but I don't like anything burnt. Like
I don't hate
like
burnt
a crispy
marshmallows.
Something. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
They're not my favorite. Like I would rather just have like a roasted marshmallow. But like if somebody burned it, and it was like if I was like with like friends that had kids and stuff, and like somebody burned it, because you know like when you're a kid, you just want to put it in the fire, and you're like, oh, it caught on fire. And they just I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. It's a marshmallow. So
I would also do that one. That's actually a really good example.
That's probably the best one.
I didn't think you could name anything. I was gonna be like name something.
But that's it. That's about it though.
Yeah.
I like it when cornerbacks get burnt on the other team.
On the
there you go. Boom. That's another one.
Nice.
So those are two. That's it.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Yeah, I would say they got to do the old lick the fingers, then put it out over the flame thing. Even though it's not blowing it out, I know that's not directly answering the question, but we're still.
Then he can get it, and then he can do his eyebrows.
Oh, I like that. Can you imagine a dragon sneezing?
No.
It's just deadly. Just deadly.
Can you imagine sneezing and
fire? Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
How do you think they feel?
I don't know. We should have like a dragon like therapy group.
I think.
If you have a dragon, let us know. We'll meet up.
Right.
And we'll talk to them about their problems. We care.
We got it.
We care. Our buddy Nicholas in Iowa. Oh, I haven't heard from him in a while, but Nicholas in Iowa wrote in and he says, he says, which is better, a boomerang as a ladle or a ladle as a boomerang? Now, Tessa, we're gonna give you a quick crash course on this podcast. Okay. There's two things that we really believe, or there's a couple of things we believe on this podcast, but two big bugaboos we have, and that I really am behind, is that everything in the world could be a boomerang, and everything in the world is also a ladle. Now, whether or not it's a good boomerang or a good ladle, it just depends on what it is. But everything in the world is a ladle. Now, like you put a handle on anything, it becomes a ladle instantly. Okay. All right? Just name anything in the world right now.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses, it's a ladle. You put a handle on it, you could scoop some water out of it. Okay. Not always. Right. It's not the best ladle. It's not a great ladle, but like a piece of
helmet.
That helmet, that's gonna hold a lot of water. Actually, it's got holes in it, so it's gonna leak out. But still, you could pour some stuff out of that. So that pasta gravy football helmet, that's also a ladle. Everything in the world, Tessa, is a ladle. If you put a handle on it, you just got to put that handle on it, and it becomes a ladle. Whether or not it's a good ladle, that's up for debate.
Right.
If you put a piece of paper, you put a handle on it, it's going to be a really shitty ladle, but it's still a ladle.
Right.
It's a ladle. It's not going to get you anything. Yeah,
ladle.
I wouldn't use that ladle, but it's a ladle nonetheless.
Right.
And now everything in the world is also a boomerang. Now, whether or not it's a really shit, because like a boomerang is good if it comes back to you. If you just threw this helmet, that's not coming back. It's a really shitty boomerang.
Like, what a crappy boomerang.
I love Southern Star, but if you threw that can, it's probably not coming back to you unless there's wind.
Unfortunately.
And it's like, that's not a great boomerang either. But it is a boomerang nonetheless. You know? And I figured this out because I was playing Frisbee with my dog, and I threw it, and the wind blew it back. And I was like, look, it's a boomerang. It's a Frisbee boomerang is what it is. And Pat doesn't buy in on it. Robert doesn't really buy in on it. But everything in the world is a boomerang.
I'm listening. I don't know that I'm buying anything.
Well, you should. You should, because I think I'm making great points at this. But still, Nicholas says, is a boomerang as a ladle, or what is better, a boomerang as a ladle or a ladle as a boomerang? Now, I would say a ladle as a boomerang just because you could get the wind to blow it back a little bit, you know? it might come back because it's got the little dip if you're using an actual ladle. Robert, I want you to weigh in on this as well. Like now, Robert, you're not 100% on board, but what do you think? Is it a boomerang as a ladle or a ladle as a boomerang?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with ladle as a boomerang.
I hate to jump on the bandwagon, but I think he's right.
I mean, because like, if you put a handle on a boomerang, like it's just not gonna do it. It's just it doesn't hold anything. It's not a great ladle at all. I'm not saying a ladle makes a great boomerang, but it does make a better boomerang than a boomerang makes a ladle.
Rob?
I think I just broke her brain right there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She's like, I just want this over now.
No,
I'm done. She's done with
right.
this podcast.
I'm not, but we're almost done.
We're close.
We're like how close?
So we're gonna go ladle, boomerang. A ladle as a boomerang is better.
I think you're right.
Okay, good question, Nicholas. Appreciate you writing in. And it's been a minute, so keep doing that, bro. Good to hear from you, man. All right. George Broski at Jorge? Jorge is Jorge.
That's really good. Yeah.
Is it Jorge or George?
Jorge. Or you could.
Jorge Broski or George Broski at George Zumarraga 1. That's JORGEZUMARRAGA 1. He says, when I erase a word with an eraser, where does that word go?
It's gone.
Whoa.
Into an eraser? Erasers are holding all of those words.
They're holding all of your mistakes.
Wow.
It goes right into the eraser.
Wow.
That's exactly where it goes. That's a great answer. Great answer, Tessa.
Thank you.
Great answer. I like that. That was a good
good.
question. That was just open shut case right there.
Yep. You're welcome.
Brett Brandon.
I do weddings.
She does weddings. So if you want to hire, test 1, test 2 on the Twitter. Our next question comes from Brett Brandon at Price of a ZJ on Twitter. He says, if Cinderella's slipper was a perfect fit, then why did it fall off?
That, honestly, because fairy tales are bullshit.
That's the perfect answer. Like I'm glad that you said that ahead of me.
Yeah, they're bullshit.
Like,
and also, all the villains in fairy tales and all the princess movies, they're actually the only smart women in the whole thing.
They're kind of like, this isn't reasonable. You
Right.
can't live in a pumpkin, Cinderella.
Yeah.
That's not a car. It's not a car.
Yeah. And like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, businesswoman.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You don't have a voice
eggs?
now? Fuck off.
Yeah, you're going to give me your voice?
You're a fish. Get the fuck out of here.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. Yeah,
That's why.
It just because fuck
Because how stupid are they?
Fairy tales are bullshit.
Exactly.
That's
They're
why.
Crying because you can't go to a ball. Grow up.
Your friends are rats. Says a lot about her.
Yeah.
Says a lot about her. When your friends are rats, I wouldn't want to hang out with a rat.
Seriously.
Gross. So maybe Cinderella makes some new friends. I don't know.
Right?
Make some new friends and also get some Dr. Scholl's because they wouldn't slide
Get
off
along
with
with your family.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't be such a dick. Maybe don't have a glass slipper either. Seems super dangerous.
Yeah. And expensive.
You know how like easy glass shatters? What happens if you get a little overweight?
That's not very thoughtful.
Yeah.
For all the people around you.
Yeah. Dangerous much? Don't do that. So fairy tales are bullshit. Our final question of the week comes from our girl, Cassie J, the Squatch God. Don't know what that means.
Great name.
She will not explain
Squatch.
what Squatch God means.
Squatch off.
Sasquatch, maybe? I don't know. But Cassie J, the Squatch God says, is wine a grape success story or are raisins grape failures?
I'm going to go with success story. Like, you should
no,
aspire
but like
to
wine
be, like,
is a grape success story, but like are raisins grape failures?
Yes.
Because it's like, dude, what'd you do? Just fell out and hung out in the sun?
Do you
You're like
want-
that worm that
you're
got
like
stuck
a-
on the pavement
Yeah.
and then just like turned into like, you just like, got roasted, bro.
Meanwhile, another worm is in tequila, living it up.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect example right
And
there.
then
Look at these parallels
think
we're
about it.
making.
I'm serious.
This mind meld that's happening right now. I feel it right now, you know? This
Wine
is great.
is success.
Wine is success. Raisins are definitely grape failures.
Well, I don't know if they're failures, Alex, because maybe they just have skin cancer.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Because they're in the sun. and they
We're
dry.
not. We're
We're anti-cancer.
We very anti. Fuck
Super
cancer. We hate
seriously.
cancer here on this podcast.
We really do.
Cancer, Nazis, racism, all that stuff. Anti that.
That's who we are.
Sexism, all against that stuff.
We don't like it.
So yeah, I would say wine's a grape success story, but raisins, grape failures, they're just somebody else's kind of success, you know?
Whose?
Old people like raisins, right?
I really like ants on a log. Do you know
That's celery with peanut butter. Yeah, okay, that's dope though. That's dope.
Exactly. So if they're that, then they're successful.
Aaron used to bring that to Michael during The Office. That's what she did.
Then there's
for his snack, his midday
raisins
snack.
are success stories. The ones in the box given away to kids for Halloween
But
candy.
we're forgetting that California raisins can dance.
They were
so
pretty
those
cool.
are pretty cool. So I would say raisins are also a success story.
It just depends on the raisin
There's
and
no
where they
real
end up.
grape failure story unless you just get squished.
Right. Or if a dog eats them.
Or a dog eats. That's a very bad grape success. That's not a grape
It's a
success
grape
story.
failure.
A grape failure for sure.
100%.
So if you're the grape that kills a dog because it ate you, fuck you, grape.
Seriously, die. Slow
But
grape.
wine and raisins, oh, you're all successes
Bravo.
right there. So Cassie,
Bravo.
great question. That's it. That's all we
Those
did.
are really good.
That's all we did.
That's a great segment.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I'm glad you did this podcast.
I'm having all the fun.
I want to have you on the reg now. This is a fun one. We got to have you on with Pat. I think you and Pat would be really funny to see interact.
We could.
It would be a lot longer than this.
I really like bumping bellies with people. Maybe.
Oh, Pat's got a belly.
Okay.
He'll bump bellies with
I
you
really
for
wanna
sure.
do that.
We could do that.
Or butts or like hips.
Whatevs,
you know?
you know.
Yeah.
Whatevs. We'll figure it out. But hey, Test 1, Test 2 on Twitter. You can hear it every morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Rod Ryan Show on 94.5 The Buzz. Give us a follow at Pass the Grade Pod. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. You got anything left for us? Anything else? What else?
Honestly, thank you. And I'm so excited about this honey. This beer's been amazing. I'm going to try to steal some from you here. But
You
also,
can
I
take a
want to check
six-pack?
out the brewery.
Yeah.
And
December 20th, going down Southern Star Brewing Company, the 6th annual Christmas Spooktacular. You want to come out? Will you be our, it's an awards
can I
show
do?
too.
Ooh,
Will you
yeah.
be our Vanna White? where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you can hand out the trophies?
I wanted to be that on the
yeah.
the spices,
You have no idea
right?
how excited
on
I
the
am.
pumpkin spices, right? I wanted to be do the Vanna White thing, but we ate it. We ate the
yeah.
product because
Yeah.
I had already decided that was my role. So dreams do come
Christmas
true.
Spooktacular,
Dreams
done.
do come true.
Done. We got
See,
our.
I think things and they happen.
And that's how you're so successful.
my
That's
God.
what I like about you.
Oh my
That's what I
God.
like about this kid. That's what I like about it. At Pass Grade Pod, at Test 1, Test 2, at Alex J. Milton, at not Pat Dan, at Robert Barbosa 03. I love you, but I fucking hate the Cowboys. But you're like a cool Cowboys fan. But there's cool Cowboys fans. There's just
It's
the
like
Cowboys aren't
Ellen
cool.
and George Bush. We got to get along with everyone.
We just have different beliefs, but
Exactly.
we get along. We can put those differences aside. All right, you guys have a great week. Make sure you give us those 5-star reviews. December 20th, Southern Star Brewing Company, the 6th annual Spooktacular. Have a great week. Pass Gravy. Bitches!
Hey Panini, don't you be a meanie. Thought you wanted me to go. Why you trying to keep me teeny-eyed? It's a dreaming.